Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew in The Secret of Easter Bunny Island. New York, where somebody's about to try to take a bite out of the big candy apple. Ballinger, look! Some kind of giant robot making a vertical landing in the middle of Broadway.
Oh, great! For this I had to spend hours getting into an evening gown.
Chapter 1. When Flies the Bird.
Either that's some earth-shattering new menace, or else a publicity stunt.
Publicity stunt? Who's got that kind of money in a recession? Wait, it's starting to speak. Sort of.
Hello, my name is Doctor Hoot. Please give my giant robot all your money or else it will squash you. That is all.
Why can't anybody nice ever invent a giant robot? And why giants all the time anyway? What'd be wrong with the midget menace once in a while? Oh well.
Over this way, Roger! Hurry!
I know. But do we have to change in an alley? It's filthy in there.
The main thing that robot's after is probably the box office receipts from Bird's big charity premiere. And we've got to stop it.
Give me the money, that's what I want.
You know a better place for Felina Bird to change it to? Alley Cat Abra?
Actually, I'm even luckier, Abra.
A wave of magic wonder and I'm in business.
I get to eat my way to superpowers by munching a cosmic carrot. And becoming Captain Carrot. Well, at least I won't have to worry anymore about getting my rented trucks dirty.
Maybe Bird Rentals will pay for it after we save his premiere. Come on!
Yeah, so where is he then? Why isn't Robert Dark up here helping make like a can opener on this big tin owl?
Watch it, Fifi. He may have a trick or two up his metallic sleeve.
As a matter of fact, I do. Namely, this magnetically powered fist.
Do you have to be right all the time, Abra? Tell you what, you waltz around with that robot for a while. Me, I'm gonna send up for some carrot juice and an aspirin.
Money.
Whoever's powering that thing has a one-track mind. And my magic can't get through his electron shield. Where is the rest of the zoo crew anyway? They were supposed to meet us here by now. Calling Rubber Duck, Hey There, Fastback, and Navy Poodle. In fact, calling anybody.
As in a hotel room some blocks distant.
Good. Still 5 more minutes till this picture show starts. Plenty of time to finish my little old bath before I have to hightail it. Them car chase films always move a little slow for me anyways.
Calling zoo crew, help needed, fast.
Huh? Gosh. Ain't even no privacy in a bathtub no more. But if Alley Cat Abra says there's trouble, it's time Timmy Joe Terrapin did some skedaddling as fastback.
While aboard New York's sleek, modern, and not yet quite 100-year-old subway system.
Putting off with.
Wish that monster to get off the train, whatever it is.
Calling zoo crew, help needed, fast.
Huh?
Who you talking to, you weirdo?
What?
All I know is I got business up on the street. So I'm turning this here express into a local.
No way to know if anybody heard me or not. Just sending that mental message messed me up like a kitten snarled in yarn. Can't even hold on to my wand or levitate any longer. Even if I land on my feet, they're not all. That's gonna be flat. Huh?
Shucks, Miss Hannah. Y'all didn't think we'd let y'all go splat, did you?
Now let's go get that metal-plated meatball.
Unfortunately, with only 4 of our costumed quadrupeds present and or accounted for, Pig Iron's clarion call is more easily uttered than carried out. In fact, it looks as if they're the ones who may soon be carried out.
Give me money before I lose my robotic patience.
Tango and Terrence! Even if my magic could help out, I don't see how anything could beat that giant robot. But another giant robot!
Just go about your business, folks. The zoo crew has the situation well in hand.
Looks more to us like it's got them in hand!
Yeah, well, I managed to get out of its paw away. But now it's trying to give me a hot foot all over.
Keep back, Pig Iron. Something Abra said a minute ago. Fastback, can you follow my lead?
Follow? Heck, with my speed, I can get out in front of it.
In that case, let's go. Aha! I was right. In trying to slug both of us, the robot sent its metal fists flying after us separately. They must be magnetically powered.
When they turn us into rabbit stew and turtle soup.
They won't if we double back.
Y'all mean.
That's right, pal. To right here.
Get away! This is not authorized. Y'all hear him, Captain?
I sure did. And we're happy to oblige.
Not now! Not now! There just ain't no pleasing some folks.
And another murderously macabre menace of metal bites the dust, figuratively speaking.
Yeah, and we did it without Rubber Duck or Yankee Poodle.
Okay, Miss Abra. I didn't get a chance to.
Just a little shaky. Thanks.
Hold it. Somebody's in there, behind the robot's broken eyes. Come out before we.
I'm coming. Doctor Hoot knows when he's been beaten, at least for the moment. But I warn you all, I'm the greatest inventive genius of all time. And I mean to be a master criminal before I'm through.
Far as we're concerned, you're through now, big brain.
Maybe for now, but I'll be back.
Sure you will, in about 10 to 20.
Forget him. Look, there's Bird Rentals and Miss Rova Barkett.
And with Rubber Duck and Yankee Poodle.
Right. And am I mad? We sat all the way through my premiere, and nobody else even showed up.
What a story, though. Flick flops while flying fools fight villain.
You print that, Rova, and you'll never get another scoop out of me. So why didn't you two show up to help out?
Are you kidding, Cece? They were so engrossed in the movie they didn't even hear my mental SOS.
Wonderful. Maybe we'd better be off without you two on the team.
No, Captain Carrot. Right now, you're going to need all the help you can get.
Who?
I heard on the radio you were fighting a robot, so I rushed over to catch you. My name is Oklahoma Bones.
Oklahoma Bones, Junior, you mean?
Huh? I heard of you when I was just a piglet.
Me too. But then shouldn't you be a lot older?
Well, as Whipley said, I'm not exactly the Oklahoma Bones.
I'll say he ain't.
Come on, Rover.
Why, I served as friend, confidant, and occasional bullwhip to his father. And Junior here couldn't hold a camel to its dad.
As you see, Zucru, Whipley doesn't think much of me. Maybe he's right, but still, I need you guys. And maybe the world does too.
The world, huh? You sound like a man with a problem. What's up?
可不係喺拖的diner，I ate the bison supper.
As you know, my dad was a great archaeologist hero, but I didn't inherit his adventuring ability. For sure.
Hey, wait for us.
I inherited Whipley and my dad's clothes, so I could dress like him and become director of this museum.
Sure, and I know how you feel about being a man of adventure.
If you'll step inside, I'll show you why I came hunting you.
A cartoonist pal of mine used to feel the same way.
Soon, inside. I wanted to show you this journal.
Yep, that's sure what it looks like, all right.
It was written by my father years ago, but I only stumbled onto it tonight.
Stumbled is right. Media Calico Comics introduces its new ad for Patreon and other links. It includes paid comics of Werecat and other projects. It also includes web comics of Ken Canary. It includes fun stickers for everyone, as well as comic dub movies and series. So be sure to go to these links and support my Patreon.
Chapter 2, Rabbits of the Lost Ark.
The big one, as they call it, eh?
Just ignore Whipley, Zucru. I've been trying to for years.
A bit before my time, actually.
What matters is this journal, which tells of my dad's last great adventure, which occurred just before the Second Weird War.
I guess your mother told you about it, Cadabra. The same as Mom did? Actually, in my case, Yankee Poodle, it was my grandmother. But then, of course, I'm a bit younger than you are.
I guess you all know Dad became world famous traveling around, in search of things that other people had misplaced. Most people know only about his quest for the lost aardvark, which even made him so famous he even started appearing on the lecture circuit. But at heart, he was a prairie dog of action, who was never happy unless he and Whipley were fighting off menaces like the savages on the Amazon River. Even at the university where he taught, he was something of a celebrity after he went into semi-retirement. That's where the two government guys found him.
There he is!
Your assignment for tomorrow, ladies, is to read this whole book and write out a report on it. Then,
when class was dismissed.
We've come with the mission, Professor Bones. One you've just got to accept.
Sorry, gents, but I don't do field work anymore.
But you must help us, sir.
They told Dad about mysterious Easter Bunny Island and how the evil Rotsies had suddenly become interested in it. But no one knew why, any more than they knew the secret of the giant stone rabbit heads planted there. They appealed to Dad's patriotism. Everyone knew we'd soon be at war with Adolf Hitler's Rotsie vermity. And if the Rotsies knew something we didn't. Alright, I'll undertake this one last mission for Uncle Ham. But that's it.
We knew we could count on you, Professor Bones.
Please, call me Okie. So Dad took a sabbatical from the university. And soon, he was flying over it in a biplane, attired in his
And you will like it, yeah?
Yeah, I mean no. Oklahoma Bones surrenders to nobody.
Don't cough! You are dealing with Baron von Vermin. The Nazis represent the new order in the world.
It may be new, but it sure ain't good.
Silence! I should have you shot for that remark, however.
I just love those howevers.
However, since you have doubtless come to spy on us and learn why we are on this island, I will tell you, for you will never tell anyone else.
You mean?
Yeah. We will make you sign an anti-leak oath. Now, as I was saying... We Nazis have long suspected,
said von Vermin,
that a strange secret was waiting to be discovered on this island. Turning over one of these stoneheads, we learned the first part of what it was. So we kept turning over the rest of them till we learned all about the race which made them. They lived on a far-off planet, well, they had a civilization which was more advanced than any on Earth. The Vaterland always accepted, of course. Then one day, one of the children there ran to his mother and showed her the weird-looking giant eggs which had drifted in from outer space, and which the other kid was already opening with their little hammers. And what was inside was the most horrifying, terrifying, scary thing in the entire world.
And what was that, Von Vermin?
We don't know. We haven't turned over the last stonehead yet. And that must be the one that will tell us. Whatever it was so horrible that the people of the planet had to get rid of all the eggs. And since for some reason they could not destroy the eggs, they had to find someplace off in space. Someplace so desolate, so useless that no one would care if they used it as a garbage dump. Naturally, they chose the Earth. They came here on a space ark. You know, like the old story about Noah's Ark. But they crash-landed. And only one of them survived. He was so powerful, however, taking over their minds with the electrical energy that flowed from his space ears, that he at once took control of the natives on the island where he had crashed, and mentally ordered them to bury all the weird eggs. Then he made them carve those stoneheads and put them on top of the eggs as a warning to everyone to keep away. Then, since he could not get back home without a spaceship, the space rabbit spun a cocoon around himself and prepared to wait till somebody would come to get him. And so the years went past, and in a few centuries no one even remembered that there were eggs buried under the stoneheads, or who the stoneheads looked like. Until we came along and made the natives turn them over. Very interesting, Nine.
Very. Right, Whipley?
Right, Okie. Was? Let me go! I order you to! You're all through giving orders around here, ain't he, Okie?
I do believe he is, Whipley. But he's got some friends who aren't through trying.
Open with your hands, prairie dog!
Why, I'll be glad to, Ratsies. As long as your guns are in it. The way my dad tells it, those Ratsies weren't so brave without their pistols. So they ran for their plane while the natives scattered. Dad let them flee, and he noticed the only souvenir they were escaping with was what must have been the cocoon the mysterious space rabbit had spun around himself centuries before. If they want it, they can have it. I guess they must have shipped all the eggs back home to Germany already.
We will have revenge for this, Oklahoma Bones, if it takes forever!
Freed now, the natives volunteered to help Dad overturn the last of the ancient stoneheads. Thanks, pal. I can see how you wouldn't want any more of those giant eggs left lying around. Can't read those markings on the bottom of the stonehead, but I'll copy them down in my journal. Who knows? They might be important someday. At least I can keep this egg from hatching and letting out whatever it was the space rabbits were so afraid of. I'll be back in the States before you can say Jack Rabbitson. Sometime later, Dad and Whipley were picked up by a merchant ship. Ahoy!
What?
Dad finishes his account by writing that Whipley here was so wiped out by the experience that he forgot it all in a week. But Dad wrote everything down in this journal, which he figured I'd find if I ever started trying to learn the secret of that egg.
So you kept the egg all these years? Without ever knowing why your dad thought it was so important?
Junior collects everything, including flies. Yummy.
Chapter 3, The Yolks on New York.
Then, a few days ago, a funny thing happened. That egg I inherited suddenly started to glow.
Is it good or bad?
I didn't know. I stuck it away for safekeeping and went rummaging through my dad's old trunks trying to find out. That's when I found this journal. And now I need your help, Zoo Crew, to decide what to do about it all.
If only we could translate that message from the space rabbits.
Not both. Now I guess they'll spend hours trying to decode that thing. A guy could die of hunger while Captain Carrot was telling him how to make a sandwich. Maybe I'm made out of metal and all, but that just means I can just eat about anything. Even these dinosaur bones are starting to look good to me. But I just spotted something that looks a whole lot better. Namely the kitchen. Let's see now. What's to eat? Cupboard looks might bare. I guess museum directors don't live real high on the hog. But this is one hand that wouldn't mind. An egg. Seems to me Okie Jr. was saying something about an egg. But I'm so hungry I forget just what. He probably won't even notice it's gone. I'll just crack it open with my little purple pinky. And, it's starting to glow. Oh yeah, now I remember. This must be the egg Oogie's pop left him. Sure does shake a lot, and it's too late to try putting it back together again. So one omelet coming up. What's this? The fire's making it start to jiggle. Almost like it was alive. Get off of my snot, you fugitive from a frying pan.
I give up. This coded message copied from Space Rabbits' language is impossible to crack.
Let me see that. I've had lots of practice reading other people's diaries.
I've heard of getting egg on your face, but this is ridiculous.
Why, this is almost identical to the Great Garter snake code I cracked in 73. And it's definitely a warning. Not to break the eggshell, or else.
Or else what?
It doesn't say.
Get back in the fridge before I scramble you. Jeez, getting so a guy has to engine wrestle his own supper. Anyway, that ought to hold.
Pig Iron, we heard a noise and...
What happened?
Why, nothing much. Just something I didn't eat. That didn't agree with me.
Quick, did you see a giant Easter egg in that fridge?
Funny you should ask.
One sheepish explanation later.
Then whatever menace those space rabbits were trying to warn us about has escaped. And look, y'all, it must have sucked every bit of water out of all the food in the icebox. He's right. Everything's been dehydrated. These guys are your friends, Junior. Just remember that.
Where'd the egg yolk go, Pig Iron?
As I could tell, it must have jumped out of this window.
Great guppies! Then it's headed toward New York Harbor and the ocean.
Oh, come on. You don't mean it's gonna drink the whole blamed ocean dry?
We can't be sure, but we'd better find out. Fast.
Check. Anything that could scare a whole planet of space rabbits isn't anything to monkey with. You should excuse my mixed metaphor.
Sorry, Okie Jr., but you've done enough already. Just keeping that egg where anybody who opened the refrigerator door could unleash a threat to kill life on Earth. Maybe Whipley's right, and you should stick to putting band-aids on mummies.
But, you know, I always did like Captain Guy.
You were pretty hard on Okie Jr. back there, Cece. After all, he did have enough smarts to contact the zoo crew.
Yeah, I know, Abra. But I had to say something to keep him out of our hair, so to speak.
Yes, I guess this is all my fault in a way, but that don't stop me from still being hungry.
If that living egg yolk's after water, Rubber Duck, you should be able to track it down.
Don't forget me, y'all. I may just be a terrapin, but I'm still a turtle.
And track it down they do, as certain subtle telltale signs hint at the fact that something both wicked and wondrously thirsty may have passed just ahead of them. Then suddenly, do things happen any other way in comic mags?
Hey, seems my 24-karat vision's paying off after all, group. Look, there's the egg yolk atop that water tower not far from the harbor. But it's already 1,000 times larger than it was just a few minutes ago. Sizzling sequels. This thing's harder to die down than the fine points on a handshake contract. I can hop way through it, but it'd just close up again afterwards.
You know, one of these days I'm going to find a science fiction type menace my magic wand will work on.
And how in tarnation can I make an egg yolk dizzy when it ain't even got a brain?
Even my animal magnetism can only attract or repel teensy-weensy pieces of it.
Yeah, even that starfish quake we tackled on Pluto wasn't as messy as this whipply bunch of swine. I gotta stop this thing, or it'll just keep slurping up water till there's none left for anybody else. And it destroys the world's sunny side up.
Meanwhile, a certain reptilian rocket learns that even track shoes don't solve every kind of running problem.
Shoot 'em out. I'm stuck in this goo, like a muskrat in molasses. I got water in me too, and this overgrown omelet's gonna try to get to me, even if it means turning me into turtle soup. Can anybody out there lend me a hand, or at least a pooper scooper? I can do better than that, if Whipley will help me out. How about it, Whipley, for old time's sake? Huh? Sure, Junior. Why not? Just like I used to do for your dad. Course, he never had me try to pull a turtle loose from an egg yolk roughly the size of downtown Yakkensack.
Whipley, sometimes you're a real pain in the neck. You know that?
You're out telling me? My mama thanks y'all. My stepdaddy thanks y'all. And I surely do, Okie Jr. Well then, everybody's nice and safe. Everybody but the whole planet.
The yolk monster is getting away all right. And I don't see how anybody can keep it from getting to the ocean.
We'll never be able to stop it then.
But how do you destroy an egg yolk?
I guess I should have flied it when I had the chance.
Pig iron, of course. We should have thought of that all along.
Huh?
It's an egg yolk, right? So first we will fry it, just like you said.
Go, fastback, go! You're really hitting the street with all that high-speed friction.
As for the old boss bunny himself, it's a good thing I remembered this giant billboard. After all, even when you've fried an egg, it's still a good idea to beat it.
Guide way, guide.
Yuck. I was gonna eat that. My brains must have been scrambled. Oh, my poor tummy. I guess I shouldn't have said scrambled.
We did it! We saved the Earth!
Not to mention us.
And I'm betting it gave Cap an idea for another issue of Just a Lot of Animals.
Pardon me, Captain.
Look, Okie Jr., I'm sorry I misjudged you before.
That's not important, but I just remembered something we've all forgotten. Namely, what did those Razzies my dad fought do with all those other alien eggs?
Leap and lettuce!
Uh-oh.
And a convenient meanwhile in the nation's capital.
Happy Easter, children. I'm glad you kids could join me for this joyous occasion. It's good to have you, and your voting age parents, of course, here for our annual festivities. Oh, and don't let the sight of these gents from the Secret Service scare you, children. They're just here to protect me. And Senior Von Vermin, the ambassador from San Salvador, who has donated everything necessary for today's event.
Si, Señor Presidente. It was my pleasure, I assure you.
Then, as President of these United Species, I say, let the White House Easter egg hunt begin.
And boy, oh boy, I already found one. And there's lots more.
Me too! They're so big!